Good morning, how's everyone doing? All righty, let's see. Hey, Catherine, there you go. Look at her all. Unmute yourself, please. I'm gonna start the Facebook also as we're doing this. As you can see, it should not be on my belly. So anyway, oh my goodness. This is my Right. Good morning, everyone. It's Vivian, and welcome to our Prosperity Mindset Q&A. And so I am actually here today with one of our certified healers, Catherine Ong. Catherine, say hi to everyone. So there's two of us that would be answering questions. Catherine, we can't hear you. There you go. Try again. It's me. Sorry, I forgot to push the button. Hi, everyone. Okay, hi. So how's everyone today?
I'm Kat.
There you go. That's Catherine. She's with us. And I wanted to ask what happened with applying some of the prosperity mindset tools that you guys have gotten from last week. Tell me what's going on with anyone as far as the prosperity is concerned. Like, was there something that came up for you, like money issue that came up? Do you have to ask to charge or offer your services? Like, what came up for you this week?
For this week, so with my clients, I've set a price, and I'm not even trying to bargain with other people like that what I used to do. So it's fixed, and I even noticed that they're not even negotiating with me, so that's kind of nice.
Very good.
So I feel like it's better with handling, because you have like this having integrity with your work and your worth and with everything about you, because you can deliver. And putting yourself first, because when you put your put yourself first, it's like your worth becomes more important to you. So with the charging, it's getting better. It's way better, actually.
Very good. Awesome. All right. Anybody else? We have Amy, Sarah. We have Lou observing. Lou is my VA from the Philippines. So thanks, Lou, for hanging out here with us. Any ahas that you have gotten from the classes last week, prosperity mindset? So, because I started that prosperity mindset challenge just because I notice a lot of people, I do some clearing with them. Obviously, the energy shifts. We always start on the spiritual plane because that's the farthest most plane, right? Spiritual, relational, emotional, then physical, as far as energetic boundaries is concerned. And we noticed that, I've noticed, observed from several of my clients that I've seen. So I would shift the energy, right? But then when they go home, let's say they have a negative partner, just a negative co-workers, a lot of people negative around them, right? So they're like positive, upbeat, and then suddenly, because they hear so many negative words, obviously, and they come into these situations that are not so uplifting for them, then their energy level goes down again. So the implementation, obviously, you turn on the correct switches, it would not feel good to you if you're already thinking more positive or more neutral to the situation and the other person still giving you all negative feedback, right? That happened to me even in my household when I was working on this prosperity mindset a while back. However, now, like Catherine was saying, the more you value yourself, your time, your worth, and you have a lot more self-care in place, right? What would happen is during all your interactions, you just notice that people that connect with you actually they value your time, your energy. That's what happens. And so when they work with you, they also experience prosperity. That's the way it works. Yeah. All right. So Amy, Sarah, Lauren, any questions? Amy is in her car because of the Wi-Fi, huh? And so, Amy, did you review? You go ahead and unmute yourself. Did you review some of the Q&A? I know you weren't here last week, like meaning the tools, the
Yeah,
words. Like, do you catch yourself saying "but,"
yeah,
"cannot"?
I don't say those words a whole lot, so I'm
Oh,
actually
very
doing
good.
well on the words. I think for me, it's more so like, and you've been helping me with this about creating your containers and, really making it,
Yes.
and then having the money flowing and yeah, the
Mhm.
container thing I think is the best option for me, like to really focus on that.
Yes,
My
because
wording is pretty good.
it's not about you, right? So when all of you coaches and healers out there, when you are creating something, you have to think about, okay, so what do we get out of this? So even this container, Prosperity Mindset Bootcamp, like what do you think about that? Bootcamp means discipline. Mindset is your attitudes basically about money, right? And prosperity is prosperity. So you can look at a glass half empty or half full, and it's up to you how you read that glass, right? Because I think a lot of people have used COVID-19 as an excuse not to make money or to stop everything because that's their pattern. That's the habit. So like, oh, the whole world is shutting down, so I'm going to shut down with them as well. I remember my spirit guide said to me, whatever the world is doing, kind of do the opposite of it. Okay, that was the message I intently got. And I said, okay. So even if I'm in business, I look at what everybody else is doing. And then I look at the energy if it's ease, grace, and flow, because that's my mantra. It's like ease, grace, and flow. And if it doesn't look like that, then I go the other way. I just completely shift to finding my own path. So there might not be a road for me yet. However, it's up to me to create a road. And since I'm so used to creating a road, a path, it's okay. Like they can't tell me like, you can't charge like that, you can't offer it like that, it's usually like this, because you can observe everybody else, but everybody else is not you. So I always say, based on your design, based on your astrology, based on your hands, right, your scientific hand analysis, I usually base a lot of my things there. So Sarah, thanks Amy for chiming in there. Sarah, how are you, Sarah?
I'm good.
Good
I've,
morning.
good morning. I've come to a place of complete surrender. I
Oh,
don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. And
you are cute.
I'm just gonna let go and just, just give myself, I've been really giving myself some space to like, just obviously just take my time and not overdo it and not pressure myself
Mhm.
um I'm just gonna let it go.
Okay.
Just letting it go.
Letting it go, girl.
Yeah.
She's so cute. Now, Sarah's also one of our certified healers. And she is the Floss of Attraction coach. Tell us a little bit about that, Sarah. Floss of Attraction.
Well, I have been a big like not just a fan. I started off as a fan of the law of attraction and The
Mhm,
Secret,
mhm,
and then I just started studying the law of attraction so much, and I would apply it and practice it for years and years, and I just found myself deeper and deeper in just the disparity that I was trying to get out of.
mhm,
And so when I learned about what is really behind becoming a magnet for what you want, I realized there's way more to it than they let you
mhm.
know. And
Yeah.
the book that there's a lot missing, and it may work for someone who doesn't have any blocks, who
Yeah.
grew up perfectly, and
Mhm.
they have no trauma in their life. That it may work for them. I'm
Yes.
not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying it's much slower, um, and unconscious way of approaching becoming that magnet. So I got a download after the first 90-day program with you, and this
Mhm,
download was just pretty much like my experience with the combining, or not combining, but my experience with understanding really underneath the whole becoming a magnet to what you want
Yes.
idea. And I just wrote about the process, really, about what the real process entails. And yeah, it's the book really is a leeway to get you into the door to
Yes.
meeting us, and um, really stepping forward to wanting to, I'm sure there are more people like me out there who have tried and tried and tried. So yeah, it's really a way to get people into the door to this kind of work that we do.
Yes. Yeah. It's when we do a lot of the healing, right, in that prosperity mindset boot camp. So obviously we do the group clearing. As I read the energies, like yesterday I was doing a healing class for my gold VIPs and 90 Day Success. And it doesn't mean that they're moving, they have a business, they're making money. It doesn't mean that they don't have blocks, okay? They're still gonna find resistance. This time, because we're interacting with one another, if you look at human design, like, remember a lot of you, I said, go to humandesignamerica.com and you get your reading. So depending on your design, right? Like I'm a generator with emotional authority, and then all of the gates and all of the gifts that I have to be me. And the goal of this program is more to help you really understand who you are and shift your mindset. Because if you're an employee, you get paid per hour. And then we carry that over, right? We carry that over. So if you don't know your spending plan, I call it, like what's your income and expenses? If you don't even know the basics of that, please make sure you do that before you get started. Like how much money do you need in order to live? Like every single day you pay for your rent or your mortgage, right? Your water, your gas, utilities, your car. You may have insurance, and you may have to feed yourself, obviously, 2 to 3 times a day unless you're fasting. So there's like a basic necessities we need every single month, right? If we don't know the minimum, we don't even know how much money we can receive. Now, money is a havingness issue. I always tell people this. It is not you have to work hard to get ahead. However, the program has been you have to work hard to get ahead, right? Think about the farmers in the past. They have to like plant the seeds and then till the soil, all those things, fertilize, tend to the plants or whatever they put in the soil, and then harvest eventually. So if you follow the laws of nature, it's so much easier. If you don't desire so much, then your life is simple. However, for business owners also, it's not really, just, we don't really need a lot of money, okay? We have basic needs. That's it. We just would most likely require a few things in order to live. However, if you desire to help more people, that's a different story. So now you have more projects that you're going to redirect your money into. So that's the part there, right? And for those of you that are, some of you are on the fence because you're like, well, I'm comfortable right now. Great. What happens when the kids grow up? It's just you and your hubby. What happens? Like, do you have extra savings for yourself? Like those things in the future. Obviously, we're not God, so we can't predict what's happening to the universe. So I can see the energy even like when I hired my second VA, I was looking at the energy because I was planning, right? I was planning for the whole year. And I go, oh, it seems like my other VA would have something going on, right? That I may not be able to access her around this time. So then I planned ahead. So that's the good part when you declutter the energy. So you can kind of just focus on the business and see what it needs because it's another baby. So from employee to business owner is a completely different mindset. A per hour job versus now you're selling packages. Now, again, selling, I think of selling as helping. Because if you're not wanting to help, like then just stay home and do your gardening and do whatever you love to do. But if you love to help, that's a different story, right? Now you will now learn how to become more a person of integrity in your business. So that comes with your integrity to self. And by the way, while I was doing this program, I was like downloading, you know me, I meditate, journal every day, and I nature walk. And I got this thing about self-worth. So majority of the people that have a problem with designing packages, I notice, is a self-worth issue. Like they don't feel they deserve it. They're not good enough. So that was a beginning journey, right? Even for Catherine, she's like, I know I can do something, but then I don't know. You know, like when you keep on changing prices, that's a sign of a money story. That's one. And then when you keep on doubting like what you offered, and then you keep on changing it without even testing enough people, right? That's a sign of a money story. There's a lot of money story signs. People-pleasing tendencies, that's another money story, and it causes a lot of money leaks. So when you're actually okay with you, like the decision you made, what would happen is you set a standard for your business, you calibrate your life based on that standard, and then you let people come up to you instead of you trying to go down their level. So you don't want to calibrate to all of your clients' level, because remember, if they're there, they need your help, and you need to bring them up to the level that they would understand how to live life a different way instead of going down the level. Does that make sense? How does that resonate with you guys, like that calibrating thing? Catherine, I think, has a take. Go ahead, Catherine.
It's a new mindset for me, and it's very powerful at the same time. Like, wow, no wonder I'm bringing in all these people who are that kind of mindset, because I'm in that kind of mindset. So now I have like a new intention, and the wording has changed, you know, helping instead of, you know, charging.
Selling is helping.
People, you know? It's a different concept, and now it's like, oh wow, you see it in a different light, and I
Yes.
like that concept a lot.
Good. And trade, right? Trade is another concept that I discussed in one of our prosperity mindset challenges. When you trade, you don't really consider your business a business, because you're just exchanging. Like I can go to my neighbor and say, hey, I don't have a tomato today. Can I have that? And then I'll give you an onion. If she needs an onion, great. And I need a tomato, that's great, right? However, if you have a business, remember it's a baby and it needs food, clothing, and shelter. I think Angelica last week had a little trigger on the baby, the pregnancy thing. So remember this, your soul will always grow and expand. It doesn't mean that your business would look like that exactly, right? Like the pregnancy, difficulty, nausea, all that good stuff. That's not always the case. If your mindset is not geared toward really being an entrepreneur, like if you have a plan B of going back to a job, you are not a business owner. You're not, because you still have an exit strategy to not go fully in. Okay, so when you decide, no hesitation, you put your 2 feet in and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't see the future. I don't see any path. Well, you create your own, right? So it brings you so much courage and confidence to create something you haven't done before. It does require building skills and leadership. It does require making decisions based on the information given to you. So it doesn't mean though you don't know any of these, because you've done some things in life before. Does that make sense? It's not like you're brand new, like you're a baby and you don't know how to walk. You do have some knowledge through your work, right? How people respond with each other and interact and communicate with each other. I would suggest the ones that you learn from work that you love, you bring it into your business, and the ones that you don't like, you drop that. You just drop that. So the difference though is in a business, you have a hat, like I'm a CEO And then sometimes I'm a marketer, and then sometimes I'm a healer, and sometimes I manage, right? And sometimes I'm an HR manager. And sometimes I go, oh yeah, I have to give this to like charity. You know, like you got all these different hats. So that's why a little bit of organization does help. But that mindset, like I said, when I started, I didn't know how to run a business, even if I had my MBA then, right? And then I had this, it's like I would wear my healer hat when I'm talking to an employee. That doesn't work. So I try to heal the employee and give them a discount. So now I remove that word from my vocabulary. I just would add more value to what I give them. And of course, the ones who are committed enough to say, yeah, I like that. I would love to learn more about how I think. Because when you think a certain way, that's your mindset. You don't even know that you're thinking that way until you start interacting with others and you're like, oh, how come they think a different way, right? Different way. So the container was set to be with us for 6 months, like with the monthly group healing from yours truly. And then Catherine and the other certified healers are going to chime in and do like a Facebook Live like this, or a Q&A, like a hot seat. Like, let's say you have an issue that you want to work with, and then you're like, I really need help right now. So that would be a weekly support from our certified healers. So, because when we do the healing, right, when we clear the energies, a lot of times it takes a good 2 to 3 weeks. Then your body has to catch up and process and integrate what just happened because it's such a fast frequency. Hence, I created this container because I noticed for some people, they can't keep up with the sudden changes, like the quantum leaps. Because the quantum leaps, like some of my clients, they go from, they're not completely broke, but they were, you know, kind of struggling, right? 5 figures, some of them less than that. And then now, 60 days later, they're now into the $1 million mark, and they're dealing with billions of dollars of deals at this time as we speak. So it's very interesting how that moves, and the blessings are everywhere, right? So how does that happen? It is called miraculous, but at the same time, in our human design, there's such a thing as a gate of prosperity and gate of abundance. And I happen to have both. I happen to have both gates. So what happens is if you don't have that gate and you get exposed to people with different gates, because that's how we complement one another, you actually start to vibrate at that frequency, right? I even have the gate of serendipity, like I'm at the right place at the right time somehow. So I'm like, lucky me. So all of the gates that I have, I make sure that's clear, and I wish everyone that kind of luck, that you guys feel that energy, that whatever you invest in is times 10, the return and more. So that could be in the form of money, that can be in the form of great relationships, that can be in the form of good health, whatever you decide, right? Because when you decide what you want and you're like, I'm going to get there no matter what, and you focus your attention, that happens. That really happens. It's fun. It's fun. So I know Amy has had, somebody's asking.
This is
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren.
I'd like to ask a clarifying question.
Sure.
In day 2 of the Prosperity Challenge, you talked about decide, commit, and succeed. And decide can be made within 10 seconds, right?
Yep.
So
if you can practice that.
Seconds come in. What's that?
If you practice that every day, yes, then you're very good with quick decisions. Yes.
Okay. Does that happen when you're grounded or the
Yes.
10 second? Okay.
Normally, when you're grounded, yes, better.
Okay. All right. So then the awareness there is that if decision doesn't come that quickly and you're kind of wavering, that's kind of your sign that perhaps you're not grounded and you need to quiet your mind to listen inward, right? I mean, is that?
So the decision is coming from your inner authority. So what is your inner authority? Do you know if it's emotional, sacral? Spleen?
Emotional.
Okay. So for you, emotional means you have to be calm. Like you can't be super excited and then super sad or depressed or low energy. So you can be on both extremes as much as possible if you can make decisions from a place of clarity. So in that case, you may not be able to make decision very fast, right? Especially, let's say, if you're considering multiple areas or multiple people. Now, obviously, if you're, remember how we say chakras and auras are clear, your energetic boundaries, when a message comes from the divine, it just moves through the chakras very fast and you can make that decision because it hits that emotional authority really quickly.
Okay.
So
Right.
there's the variable there, right? Like, are you clear energetically? And if you are, usually, yes, you can make decision, not from the head. So
Right.
not from all the things that's presented to you, because a lot of people would decide from their mind. The mind only knows the past. So even looking at another person, you can look at the history, how they behave, how they react to certain things. So your mind only knows that versus just moving the energy and letting it flow. So I remember Sarah had, I'll give you an example. Sarah had one example one time wherein she was dealing with someone in China for her manufacturing of a product. And somehow it was getting stuck. And I remember I said to Sarah, so we got to move the energy, right? So I said, Sarah, go ahead and visualize that as if the product has already been approved, manufactured, and it's ready to go. You're now about to market this product. So we kind of moved the timeline all the way to the future. And Sarah, can you share with us, something moved there, right? Something happened after we did that exercise.
Yeah, the right, I matched up with the right manufacturer, and
Yeah.
it just seemed like from there, that was like the most important part, you know.
Yeah, to produce the
So,
product. So
right,
somehow,
right.
because she was stuck in China, and I think you found
Mhm.
somebody somehow.
Yeah, I ended up finding someone out here in
Oh,
Atlanta.
yeah,
Yeah,
in Georgia. Yeah, perfect.
right,
So
right.
that's somehow, so Lauren, that's another suggestion, right? Because I remember on one of my TV shows, you were mentioning something about a back pain. So back pain usually is an indication of excessive responsibility, money issues, just heavy burden of some sort. So when you clear that energy by moving, like, what if you don't have to deal with this anymore and you go forward into the future and you visualize that a lot? Are you manifesting generator or generator?
Manifesting generator. By the
Oh,
way,
perfect. Please visualize every day of the
yeah,
outcome.
I breathe that. That was yesterday question
Yeah,
on the Facebook thing, and
yes.
I did breathe that through, so I don't. I moved that back pain away. I don't have it,
Very
which was kind of,
good. That was
yeah,
fast.
which is
Awesome.
kind of cool. No,
Yes.
the big aha that I experienced was instead of, it's good to have goals and focus, right?
Mhm.
And then the message that I kept getting was think expansive, think
Mhm.
greater than that.
Yeah,
And
beyond that.
uh,
Yeah, start
with,
planning your future life, basically. That's what it is.
yeah, and like an easy example was that instead of focusing on maybe one or two relationship that I wanted to, that it would benefit me to improve, I
Yes.
just asked for abundance and healthy relationships and
Mm,
to continue to focus on that, because I don't, I, d- I mean, it's more than that. It's not just one
yeah,
or two people, right? And
that's
it's,
important. Yeah.
it's a community of people that I want to be with,
Mhm.
and just talk, just visualizing that those individuals are just going to be, they're like my prosperity, my portal to prosperity, right? And it was just
Exactly.
yeah, it was just a really cool feeling. And then I also heard something from or just it came to me, even when I even when there was I saw like a quarter or a penny, you know, something
Mhm.
falling out of my clothes.
Yes.
It's that level of gratitude that
Yeah.
falling from heaven, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
you still made yourself a penny richer, 10 cents richer or a quarter richer. So it's funny when I'm doing some kind of a money course, that happens, right? Like I'm walking, because I'm always walking, and I go, oh, look at that money, and I celebrate that. And it is a matter of hanging out with the right people, because when you no longer have this worry about money, I mean, that's a basic need in a lot of us. If you no money, you can't contribute to church if you go to church or any organization. No money, you can't, you most likely will have a fight with your, whoever that is, spouse or relationship. Your relationship is usually affected, because even if we're clearing, right? We have a small group of people, spiritual people, that clear. Money still triggers others, right? Because for people, money is still associated with power. And some people, it's entangled with love. So between love and money, they would always choose love over money, unfortunately. They couldn't handle the and also, so they're living in an either or. Like, I can either have food, or I can have this. So when you start looking at, well, you can wait to have both. You don't have to have it now, right? Remember I said you go shopping and you say, I can have that, I can have that, I can have that. That's the exercise for it. So you can have it. Are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to receive, like the millionaires and the billionaire clients I'm talking about? They're willing to receive sleepless nights. They're willing to receive rejection. They're willing to receive mistakes. By the way, I tell them mistakes equals money. Somebody else's mistake may be your money. Like, you have to shift the mindset, right? Like, make it fun for you. So I make everything fun and joyful, because if I'm not having fun, it's like, oh my God, it's work. And you can feel the energy when it drops. Just me talking about it, right? Oh my God, it's work. See how low that goes? Versus, oh my gosh, let's celebrate. Like, every day is a celebration. So you just shift the mindset that way. So everything you're doing, whether you're cooking, you're cleaning, if you don't want to do that, delegate. I just say delegate. Delegate. Yes, so hanging out with the right people that have that same mindset as you are would really bring that reality. I was treating another new client, and we cleared her. Somehow her court case got changed the day before I was treating her. And then what happened? Oh, and then suddenly she has a new client that wants to pay her for something, like within that week. So when you set the container, right, whatever that container is, so look at your, whatever that monthly expense is, you'd like to make sure you fulfill that. That's your basic need. And then that becomes like, that's the minimum that you're going to make, and then more, right? Because the more you help people, the more you make money. Simple. Or the more transformation you give people, you don't have to have more people. Like, I can have 6 people and they all make tremendous contribution to the world. And then you can still ask for money for that, because you're working with speed and the transformation that they get within that short period of time. So anyway, I'm going to get started with this Prosperity Mindset Boot Camp on Tuesday, October 13th. So I know Amy is already with us. And of course, my 90-day people are going to see this part of the equation, so to speak. So my 90-day success and Gold VIP, they're part of that. So every single week they have, whatever course I put out, usually they have access to it, except for my academy class, like my cranial class. That's for the Gold VIPs. So anyway, we will be starting on the 13th, and I'm looking at it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the other certified healers will be going live every Thursday at 5. So for those of you that are working, at least you have access to a healer for Q&A, any hot seat, and Catherine can also do some clearing, and Sarah can also direct you on that. So that would be good. Any questions, you guys, on this Prosperity Mindset Bootcamp? I'm going to insert some self-worth stuff. I think it's just fun to do that. You know me, I do whatever it takes to get you to that. The end result is your mindset changes, right? When you're an employee versus a business owner, totally different mindset, okay? So I hope that would help you in your journey towards that transition, especially if you have any vision in the future that you're going to be a contractor, or maybe like your time is so valuable that you just want to enjoy it when you retire, right? That's perfect, no problem. In the meantime, in between, you can make some money, right? Helping other people because of your own genius zone. So we're going to bring that out, and we're going to incorporate a lot of the human design, so then you know who you are. So it's not just your mindset, it's also knowing who you are completely throughout the process. Because once you know who you are, anybody can make a comment about you. You just don't care about that. You're here to serve, right? That's your standard. You're going to serve, or you're going to have a good lifestyle with ease, grace, and flow, having a tropical vacation once in a while on your calendar. So that would be good. Okay, cool. Any questions? Let me see if anybody they're watching. Any questions from Facebook? I don't see any questions here, but my other VA is not here. Questions? Are you guys good? So I'm gonna send you the link. I think my marketing people are still working on that website. However, I will send it to you, and if you have any questions whatsoever, kindly connect with me. Oh, I did forget, it comes with 3 sessions, right? 1 private with me and 2 with a certified healer. All righty. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.